miserable. Anyway, so as we scoot forward, though, we do finally make it to Hogwarts. We're in our robes.
Yeah, we do.
We have found our way to basically Hagrid, who's calling for all of the first years. Of course, Hagrid spots Harry immediately, which is always just kind of great. Like, I feel like there's so much comfort. I actually felt this way, like, going to my own college orientation. Like, you go to orientation and you really don't know anybody, but then you meet, like, the 10 people at orientation. So, like, when you go back a month later, and it's like, hey, you from orientation. It's like,
I remember you.
I know a person, and you are that person, and we are now friends. Want to go get lunch, please?
Yeah.
Because I need someone to make me feel like I'm at home.
Yeah.
So I can relate to sort of like Harry getting there. He's in like a brand new space. He's never like they're in the it's dark. You know, it's like they're in the depths of Scotland and the mountains and the lake and everything. And there's a friendly face. So I love that for him. I do love the. We talked a little bit about like, is there a reason why the first years take the boats? Well,
yeah, that was me in orientation for high school. Like, it's like, hey, like, when I came to my teacher, just I met her at orientation for high school. It's like, hey, I know you. What's this? This is good, huh? Yeah, it's good. I don't hang around you for that. It was stupid. It was the most stupid thing for me to do, but it was something that I decided to do. So.
everybody else takes the Festival of Drawn Carriages up to the castle. And I felt like you had a good point here, which is essentially like to provide the rest of the students the opportunity to get into the Great Hall so that they can already be there.
Yeah.
And then the first years can sort of like get their first glimpse of the castle from the boats, which is no doubt just gorgeous. And then also can sort of enter the school with the rest of the students sort of like waiting for the sorting ceremony to then begin.
That's right. Yeah. I do. As we're getting to the school, we go under the tunnel. This is where Neville loses Trevor again, and they're getting out of the boats, and Hagrid calls out like, "Oh, you there? Is this your Toad?" That was such a bad Hagrid. Sorry. And Neville turns around and he goes, "Trevor!" And he's like, it's as if Neville's found him here. It's not like, oh, yeah, right, I forgot him. It's like, I found him, which to me sounds like somehow Trevor got in the boat with him. Like, he keeps trying to escape, but then did follow Neville into the boat, which is also weird.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't get it. Also means, as the way he reacts, it sounds like Neville was just like, I guess I just lost him. Oh, well, time to get on the boats. That's it.
I know. It's so miserable to think that you would have like your brand new pet coming to school with you, and like it's just like. Could you even imagine like not even making it into the threshold of the castle and having just lost the new pet entirely?
Oh, I know. Not only that, I mean, what is it? One sentence later, Hagrid immediately is like, "You still got your Toad?" It's like not even one. And I love that Hagrid immediately is able to. He says, "Oh, you there? Is this your Toad?" He picks up. Like, I'm imagining Hagrid sees the Toad, looks around. That kid brought the Toad. I know who brought the Toad.
Especially because Hagrid's the one who told us that Toads went out of style years ago.
He's like,
I've sorted this.
That one.
I will say the amount that Neville loses his Toad in this chapter, I feel like if I hadn't ever put chapter 6 under such a specific spotlight as we're doing for this podcast, I don't know that it's ever really stood out to me, but I got to the end of this chapter and I was like, I'm really tired of Trevor being lost.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, you are really beat over the head with it. It's like, all I can think is that like what we're going for here is like, we got to make sure that remember all makes sense. And I'm like, I don't even think you really do. I think it would have been fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, like I don't know that
we get it.
It gives me anxiety to think the number of times that this Toad is lost. I'm like, how is he ever going to get like through the sorting ceremony? Like, where does the Toad go? Where does Trevor go for the sorting?
I know, he's still holding his he just walks up there, hands it to McGonagall. Hold this.
I could see McGonagall just being like, please
not
don't
Gryffindor.
Please don't be
Please not Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Gryffindor, man. Actually, Neville's also a hat stall, so it would have been 5 minutes of McGonagall having to hold the toad.
That's true. I think he's not quite. He's just shy of the hat stall.
Oh, is he?
I think I was reading that last.
Oh yes, of course. This is fine if we go let McGonagall just holding the tail for like, I don't know, 4 minutes. It's just weird. It's just weird.
Because Neville is well, we're about to get to it anyway, but Neville's insisting for Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
And the hat just does not listen.
He's just like, dude.
I see
Go
what's
have
inside
fun.
you. Yeah, there you go.
I know better than you, my man.
Yep. All right. Well, anyway, so that brings us to the end of our discussion of Chapter 6, where now we, of course, need to discuss our chapter arc. We get a little image here of a just really big looking chocolate frog.
Yeah.
In a photo of a really happy looking, almost Santa Claus-esque Albus Dumbledore. I will say that I don't mind the artwork that much, but one of my most disappointing sensations with like the Wizarding World as it has been manufactured into like merch and such like that is that the chocolate frogs are just chronically disappointing.
Oh, they are terrible.
Yeah,
like they are. I mean, they are massive.
I will admit that the chocolate frogs are kind of hard to bite into. I wish you at like Universal, but the cards being in a fun diamond shape kind of makes it all worth it. The chocolate is okay, but it's really hard to bite into all of that with the chocolate frogs.
Yes.
They are very big if you buy them. So maybe to scale, this is correct. Although they have hexagon shapes now, so this card is actually, well, maybe this is the more canon version of the card, that it's a rectangle like a regular trading card.
More of like a playing card, yeah.
Yeah, whereas in actual real life, if you go to Universal or buy a chocolate card, it'll be that like hexagon shape.
Yep.
But yeah, gosh, me and you did a video once where we tasted every single kind of candy available at Honeyduke's in Universal, and it was just like across the board, whatever chocolate they're using, it's just not very high quality.
It's not. Yeah. It's like a waxy kind of like, I don't know. It's really it's just not super great. So
It's not great.
Not only is it like not very good chocolate, but like eating a brick of chocolate is just like it's like a it's like a non-consumable amount of candy, and even just like biting it, like it's not like it's not hollow. It's such a brick. So anyway, what I've always wanted, so Universal or whoever, if you're listening, is like I almost feel like if it was filled with like caramel and nuts or something, like I don't know if that would be like off-putting for it to be frog shaped and like filled with like something like gooey.
You need to be able to put the entire chocolate frog in your mouth at once, as described in the books.
As described. So maybe
For
what
one.
you really need to do now. The thing I would say is that the packaging that it comes in is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you can keep the packaging exactly as it
That's
is.
almost the reason to buy it, though.
Yeah, but like like chocolate turtles is kind of what I'm thinking of. Like,
Yeah.
Like normally, and maybe that's even like the inspiration for a chocolate frog. I don't even know, but like the like a chocolate turtle is like nuts, caramel, chocolate. So just pack like 3 or 4 of those inside of the exact same box. Make them like delicious and tasty instead of this very like otherwise unusable brick of.
I mean, it is, yeah, because all the chocolate there is like the same chocolate, but at least some of the other chocolate has like fun, whimsical wizard things like mixed in.
Yeah.
To like. So it's not all chocolate, but this is like it is. What's frustrating is that it's the most famous candy in the store, and also the worst one there.
And it's just not good.
It's just not good, and it's like it should be because it's expensive. It's the one you want. It's like when you go in, you're like, I want to try a butterbeer and I want to get a chocolate frog, and it's like, don't get the chocolate frog. It's not good. They don't. And yeah, I mean, if you want it for the sake of display, that's for one thing. If you want the card, that's great. But yeah, I wish the candy itself tasted better.
It would almost be better if it was like a bar of soap, a brown bar of soap.
Just a brown bar of soap.
Yeah,
it'd
be more useful. At least.
Chocolate soap. So anyway, I do like the artwork on this one. It is fun. I like when they're eating the chocolate frogs, and obviously it's cool that they put the chocolate frog, the Dumbledore card on there because it's such a. It feels like like a little just like MacGuffin when Harry gets it, and it's like, oh, Dumbledore, haha. But it's like, no, that was important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's a big clue.
How about a review? Do you have a review for us? that we
I
can read?
do. I have a review for us of the podcast. This is from Hetty Ruth, who says, spectacular! Sensational podcast hosts Ben and Jay Carlin combine their history of conversational expertise, see popcorn culture, with their vast knowledge of Harry Potter on this incredible new show. These brothers have the charisma and magnetism of professional entertainers, the true sons of a news anchor, which never fails to leave listeners enthralled. Their camaraderie leads to wonderful banter and extremely captivating discussions surrounding one of their favorite book series. This show is absolutely worth the listen. My goodness. Thank you, Hetty Ruth.
Wow, what a remarkably
What a well-written
flattering
review.
That is so.
I'm like, I don't even know if you're right about this.
I know. It's like I could never live up to what you just said,
I know.
but thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And, as ever, it's been really cool to see through the Gryffindor on some of like the Spotify charts. I think we got as high as 67.
67 on Spotify. When I looked today, we were at 114. So we're still on there.
We're still on there.
We're still on there. And of course, in Sweden, we're just crushing it.
In Sweden, yeah, absolutely.
What up, Sweden? We need shirts that say like, I'm big in Sweden.
I know. Yeah. So it's been really cool. So any feedback you guys have for the show, if you'd be happy to leave a review, we would absolutely appreciate it, and maybe even read it here in one of the episodes. So definitely check that out. But otherwise, guys, I think that's all for this week.
Yeah, otherwise, we'll see you next time through the Gryffindor.
Alright guys, so that was episode 6 of the Gryffindor. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. And before I sign off here, I just want to say that today's video is sponsored by Gummy, and if you want to get 10% off your order of their pals and security, you can use my code DJ. Use my code DJB1 and you'll get 10% off your order. So that is DJB1 in all caps, and use it in the promo code area when you're checking out your order of the Sisters of Paris Day. And I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.